It's a new week, and that brings us the World Cup here with Portugal. We have quite an ageing squad with Portugal, so this could be the last chance we have to win the World Cup with them. Can we do it? Well, it's a group stage today. We play up against Canada in our first game, and then we have a tougher game, I would say, possibly up against Australia. Yes, hello, welcome into Livestreams Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter here with Portugal. This time we've moved on to some international duty during this summer of 2030, and we'll see if we can win the World Cup. We're the current European Championships holders after we won that in 2028. So can we win this World Cup 2030? Let's hope we can. We're one of the best teams in the world. So let's hope we can get a victory, and hopefully we can get out this group quite comfortable. We have Australia and we have Canada in it. Australia and Canada have already played. Australia winning 3-0. We have a game against Canada today, and then the second group stage game is up against Australia, and what will hopefully be a battle for who comes first in this group. Let's get into it. We'll show you the team. We showed you and talked you through the squad previously. It's not, different than it has been really since the Euros. There's been a few changes to it. But the first 11 is basically still as full strength as it was all the way back then. So here is the team. Costa's going to be in goal. Diaz and Inacio at the back. Dallo on the right and Mendes on the left. Neves, Silva and Fernandes in midfield. Felix, Leao and Ramos the front three. The midfield are all in their mid-30s now. This is probably their last chance. We'll probably be leaving Portugal at the end of this World Cup, no matter what happens, because I just don't think they're going to be as good as some of the other sides in this game world at this stage. They've not quite had the youngsters developing through as well as some of the other big nations, so we'll probably have to move on. But let's not think about the end of the World Cup yet. Let's win it first. That's aim, and we'll start that hopefully by winning these two group stage matches. The first one being up against Canada here. I've changed it. I'm not going to do like we did for the last time when we played the Euros and I was still in a yellow surround after we'd been Villarreal manager. I noticed we were in white there for a minute, so I've changed it. We're on our Portugal red, so let's see if we can, well in our red surround here, get a positive result up against Canada. So here we are, the first game, and there's already been a knock to Leao. We'll see if we can continue playing. If not, we have enough players off the bench to come on for him as Ramos is in behind here. Early on, back to Felix, good shot over to Leao. No, it's out for a corner kick. Early on, nearly getting a goal. That was the first shot of the game though. Leao will just take him off and bring on Trincao for him. As Ignacio has been pushed there? I'm not sure. We're claiming for a penalty. We'll see what happens. They are consulting, and the penalty has been awarded. And who will step up to take it? I think it's Neves as a penalty kick taker. Am I right? I am indeed. Neves steps up, bottom corner, and we lead 1-0. This World Cup being held in Spain, so we didn't have to travel far to do it. A lovely, lovely finish there from Neves, and we lead 1-0. Now, even without a penalty, I'd imagine we'd have beaten Canada. But a penalty is always useful early on. We have made that change, as I mentioned. Trincao's come on and left for Leao after that injury picked up. We don't want to be injured for a long time during this tournament. It's quite a lot of games you've got to play over a short period of time, so we really don't want to have any injuries if we can avoid it. As Felix puts the ball in and Ramos heads it, and that's just over the bar. Mendes throws this ball into Inacio, and he gets the ball back, and it's forward toward Ramos, but intercepted by Canada. Only 10 minutes on the clock here. Been lots of highlights so far. But only that one goal, as we're putting a lot of high pressure on there. You can see our two central midfielders pushing right forward on that Canadian midfield. And Felix hits it, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper there. You can see that they are playing a 4-2-3-1. And I wonder if these are defensive midfielders as opposed to central midfielders, because they're sitting quite deep. Or maybe they're just on a defensive mentality. But we do have a goal kick, and we always start coming out patiently from the back. Short football, short passing football, as Felix has just got acres of space on that right-hand side, but he managed to lose the ball, but got it back, and Ramos is in behind now, and it's a finish, and we lead 2-0. They're going to check VAR for the goal, though, but there's just so much space for Felix there. The left-back seems to come in quite narrow for Canada, and it just leaves loads and loads of space on that right-hand side. You can see he came in very narrow there. It leaves lots of space. Somehow we managed to win the ball back. Felix puts in a lovely ball. Ramos brings it down. He's been our top goal scorer since we've become Portugal manager, and he scored another one there. If you remember, during the Euros, he ended up losing his place in the team because he got injured. Actually, he was out for the second half of the tournament, basically the knockout stages. We still managed to just about hold on without him, but he's a very important member of the team. And let's see if we can get another one here as Felix out to Dallo. Ball into Trincao, who's just come on, and he heads that one in. Didn't even start the game, but he's got a goal early on here, and we lead 3-0, and this is very comfortable indeed. Corner kick for Canada. They haven't had a shot yet, and the first one is a goal. Wow. Jebison with the goal there. That's some pretty poor defending from us. And we managed to concede a goal here. You can see the corner came in. There was a header. No, it wasn't even a header. It would just bounce off the defender, bounce off someone else, and the Canadian striker, Jebison there, managed to score a goal. And it's now 3-1. But we do have a free kick on the edge of the box here. Just over half an hour played. Bruno Fernandes will step up to take it. He curls it in. It's a good save from Desjardins in the goal. Free kick from Fernandes again here, and it's headed away, but Trincao will collect it. Back to Fernandes. He gets fouled in the box. No, they've waved away the penalty claims, and it's a breakaway chance here for Canada as Juan here down the right into Jebison hits that, and that's wide of the goal. And tell you what, Canada are dangerous on the break there. So they had a lot of men coming forward there. We did not have a lot of our men coming back after we'd had them so far forward for that free kick. But we have won the ball from that Canadian goal kick, but we gave it straight back to them. And now they'll try and come down that right-hand side. We're really pushing forward though here. Can we win the ball back? We like to press. We do in all my teams. High pressing is important, and we've won the ball back. And Ramos back to Neves. And Ramos finds Bernardo Silva. Can he tuck it in? He doesn't. He plays it back to Felix who finishes it. And that's us back with a 3-goal advantage. There's a lot of people in the media, or mainly some of the fans, were questioning Bernardo Silva's inclusion in the team here for the World Cup, which I thought was strange. I think he's still one of the best players in this Portuguese side, even at 35 now. You can see a nice run from him. Plays it back to Felix, who's unmarked in the middle of the box. And we lead 4-1 now, as Bruno Fernandes will step up to try and take a penalty to make it 5. Just wide of the goal. And it's half time, and it's 4-1, and it's pretty comfortable. We play out from the back here, Inacio back to Neves. We can't really afford to mess about with the ball too much here as we launch it long by Diaz. That's a poor ball. And Canada have a chance to come forward, but Inacio heads it, and Trincao. Again, the fullback comes with them, so it makes it very, very narrow, the defence, when they're following the wide midfielders when they come narrow. It's forward to Ramos here. I'm too busy looking at the tactics of Canada there to really concentrate on our attack there. But yeah, the fullbacks appear to be man-marking the wingers, so when they come in, guys, they're kind of inverted wingers or inside forwards. I can't quite remember what we're using in this instance, but they're narrow. They come in and it gives loads of space out in the wide areas for players that want to run into that. You know, if it's a Fernandes or a Silva coming forward, or even a fullback coming forward, it's lots and lots of space in behind in the channels, and we're kind of taking advantage of that. Well, we'll make some changes. We'll take off the two central midfielders. Vitina and Nunes can come on in midfield. The aging men in central midfield can come off. Fernandes and Silva both 35 years of age in that central midfield, so I don't think they can run, 90 minutes twice a week for us, but they can certainly run run about as enough for us and do a shift when we need them to. Get us ahead, and then we can bring on the younger, fresher legs for them in the second half of the game, as Vitina has got the ball here, forward toward Trincao. Can he cross the ball into the middle? He does, and Ramos, good finish, fantastic play. 2 goals for Ramos today. 1 for Trincao, 1 for Felix. Our attacking 3 players doing the job. Leal typically obviously would have scored as well, but Trincao had to come on for him early on. Hopefully his injury is not too bad. We lead 5-1. We top our group now. Utter domination in this one. A 5-1 victory is a good way to start your World Cup group stage. And that win technically is already qualified us for the next round without having to play Australia, but we will play them. We'll see if we can come top of the group, and it looks like we don't have any injury for Leal, so he'll be fit for the next one. Right, so here we are, ready for the game up against Australia. We're both already through, but this is a fight to see who tops the group. And we've made just a few changes for this one, just to rotate the side a little bit. Costa keeps his place in goal, as does Diaz and Inacio centre-back. But Rendal Correa and Bruno Luiz are the two new fullbacks that we are going to be playing with. Bruno Luiz is a Region who is now at Real Madrid, having been bought for £44 million from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Looks alright, not quite as good as Mendes yet, but he's the backup left back, so he's going to play today. Rafael Luiz is a 25-year-old Portuguese defensive midfielder, currently with Leverkusen. He was at Benfica for most of his career. Silva and Fernandes keep their places ahead of him. Trincao on the right, Leao on the left after he got taken off after about 7 minutes or so in that last game. We're going to give him the full game today. And Jota will lead the line instead of Ramos. Let's get into it, let's get the win, and let's progress to the next round of this competition and see who we draw in the last 32. Leon, ball thrown in on the left. We're playing in red, obviously. Australia playing in their yellow. Fernandes gets fouled, and we're going to have another penalty inside the first 10 minutes of a football match here. As they go and check VAR, it's almost certainly going to be given because it looked like a trip. And we have a chance to go ahead 1-0 early on again here. Trincao's on the field though at the moment, so he's going to take the penalty instead of Neves, as Neves is off the field. Good penalty from Trincao. And yet again, a penalty kick scored inside the first 10 minutes, and we lead 1-0. Well, we've had that highlight. We've dominated since, but we've not had another highlight to show for it. We've had 12, 13 shots now. And this is only the first highlight since the penalty kick. The ball launched long there by Australia, but we have won the ball back as we continue down this right-hand side. Forward toward Trincao, the goal scorer from the spot. He comes in field, crosses it to Leao, who'll head it back over. Fernandes tugs it in. We lead 2-0. 2 highlights, 2 goals. We'll take that as we go into half-time. And hopefully this means it's going to be a comfortable second half and we'll be group winners. Second half has begun here and we come forward with the ball there. Inacio driving forward, finds Leao, out to Bruno Luiz on this left-hand side, in toward Fernandes, one of the goal scorers, back in toward Jota. It's cleared away though. Luiz hits it off the base of the post. What an effort from him. And the ball was launched long from the goal kick by Australia, but we've won it back. Trincao now tried to find Rendal there, and instead Australia have come forward with the ball now, and it's all the way back to McGree, and we are just about going to behave enough now, and we'll be calm, collected, and win this ball back after they launched it long. And Fernandes has it, finds Leao, who comes in field. Back to Fernandes, lots of space for Luiz to run in here and behind the fullback, in toward Trincao, cleared away, only as far as Rendal though, and Fernandes finds Trincao. Can he put the ball back in the middle? It's back to Silva, into Leao, heads it in, maybe offside, but no, it's not. Headed in. We are leading 3-0, and maybe we can beat Australia by even more than we beat Canada by. I tell you, not bad for a slightly rotated side, is it? Trincao with the ball here on the right, back into Bernardo Silva, who crosses a lovely ball into Leao, and the man there, Apoko, was playing Leao on side. The reason that I thought he was offside, because I looked at the men in the box, and he was behind all them, but that man out in the side there was playing him on side. You can see on the right hand side here, Niang scored a goal for France in their 7-0 win over Haiti. So yeah, well done Niang, one of our Monaco players we're looking at there, as Inacio heads that one on. There's 20 minutes to go. We should probably make some substitutions, but we'll see what happens in this highlight as Bernardo Silva has the ball now back into Rendal. And Ruben Diaz forward to Luiz and Fernandes and Jota, and this ball could go in toward Leao, but it's headed away, but Luiz holds on to it and finds Leao, and it's into Jota, and back into Leao, and Jota again. Can he finish? Jota, he can. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. We're going to make some substitutions now. Inacio, he can come off. We'll bring on Hugo Faria to play at centre back, and Silva can come off as well for Nunes, and Vitina can come on for Fernandes. Rotated midfield 3, just to give some of the old boys a bit of a chance to take some weight off their feet. You can see Australia have only had 1 shot in the game. We've had 28. It's been a dominant performance from us so far. And it looks like it's going to continue as the ball's cleared away, but Thierry Randall heads that one in and finds Vitina now. Back to Luiz and Trincao. Lots of space. He finds Leao. Can he finish? It's back to Jota. Oh, Jota's not had a good game up there, I tell you. We'll be looking forward to getting Ramos back in for the knockout stages. Just a couple of minutes to go and we play out from the back yet again. Leao over to Bruno Luiz here on this left-hand side. Back into Leao. Back to Luis. What's he going to do? He finds Vitina, who's fairly advanced in that midfield role. Finds Jota. Jota over to Trincao, who's in some space. Can he cross it in? Leao didn't quite reach him, but Luis finds Nunez and Luis and Vitina. And out to Bruno Luis. Lovely football from us there, and Trincao nearly heads that one in, but it just comes off the base of the post. And 3 minutes added time are coming along here, but they should come and go quickly. And we have reached the first knockout round, the last 32 of the World Cup. Here it was expected, but we had to make sure that we did it, and we did indeed do it. And we are now through, and we'll see who we draw, and we'll let you know before we get to the next episode. So here we go. The second round has been drawn for some of the groups already. The other groups haven't played yet. They will eventually sort themselves out. But we have drawn Paraguay in the second round of this World Cup here. So if we have a look at the group stages, you'll see what group they were in. They were in a group with Croatia and Ghana. So they beat Ghana and they lost to Croatia. Scotland managed to win their group up there. Look at that, them. And Uruguay getting through instead of Mexico. So that's interesting. I didn't think Scotland would win in their group, but well done Scotland. We'll see how they get on, because he passed winners. Germany have won it in 2022 and in England in 2026. So we'll see if we can get our name in there for 2030. But yeah, we play up against Paraguay in what could be a difficult game, but it should be simple enough for us to get through. And then we'll see who we draw in that last 16. I'm assuming we're going to get to the last 16. So that's why next episode we're going to have the game against Paraguay and the last 16, and then if we keep doing as well as we are, we'll get to the quarter-final the day after that, and then the semi-final the day after that, and then the final on Friday. We can have a whole World Cup week. That's the aim, unless we get knocked out, in which case that ain't going to be happening, and we'll be back to club career a bit earlier than expected. So if you have enjoyed this one, 2 big victories in our World Cup group. We're through as expected, and we've drawn Paraguay the next round. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. Really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next one, which is going to be that first knockout round of the World Cup up against Paraguay, see you then.